Hey friends, welcome back to my competitive live commentary series where I pick a rank in the competitive playlist and guess what is the most represented warrior of that rank and try to deconstruct it for our viewers' knowledge. And in today's video, we are at the final rank, Ascendant, which was very similar to yesterday's, which was just conditional finality and igneous. In fact, I'm recording this explanation directly after because they are so similar. So typically, they start on a very similar setup. In today's case, I'm going to go Firebolt, Heat Rises, and I'm just going to queue PvP. And as I see the map, as I go to the roster and look if there's any teams or any very, very dangerous loadouts in there, I will start to tweak my loadout before the match even starts. Like, let's say it's Widow's Court, I will switch to Polaris Lance and a shotgun. I will float, try to get a vibe check, see how much the enemy team lets me get away with it. And if they shut me down, I'll go right back to Igneous. But if they don't, I'll keep Polaris Lance on. Then as it gets closer to supers dropping, I might switch to Tommy's Matchbook so I can guarantee beat other Well of Radiance users, etc. So the Ascendant player has enough game knowledge and experience to be able to make those meta calls for what beats what in the moment. And I'm not saying I like the game balanced around switching stuff in your inventory, but other players are going to do it and they are going to beat you because of this oversight and balance. And it's not really up to you to balance the game, but if you want to win, these are the tools at your disposal. Another one of those is the Sword Hilt, which allows you to see third person. Some players in quick play use it for like enhanced movement and stuff like that and not necessarily third person peeking, but I find all of this stuff cringe nonetheless, but I have to bring it up for Ascendant. You still have the same T-Step Ophidian combo or whatever. It's very, very versatile. Gets you to places first. And in fact, now that you're a more experienced player, you understand exactly what that speed is doing for you. You have a more intuitive sense of when you can overextend to catch somebody, or if you can run away and buy your team some time. You have a lot more game knowledge in general to know when you should just die quickly so you can respawn quickly so you can get to power ammo versus extend your life just a little bit to get a little bit more super energy, maybe another special weapon loaded. So yeah, they know the matchup knowledge. I would also say another trait of an Ascendant player is that they know when to use a super, when to save a super, and the same with special ammo. Like let's say it's a 3v1 scenario in Trials of Osiris, a 3v1 as in all three, you and your teammates are up versus one opponent. Yeah, an Ascendant player will not just burn special ammo because they feel like it. They will save it for a future round where it could be way more important. They dim inventory. They will open up their Destiny item manager and be like, oh, I need Jade Rabbit right now. And they'll swap it over just to handle that one guy on a box breathing scout across the map that comes out of nowhere. They'll know when to change strategies and when they're beat at a certain thing. Like if I float with the scout and I keep getting beat, I might right then and there make a swap to like Astrocyte Verse and start blinking between cover and being really, really cautious of my radar ping if it indicates they're on heat rises. Then there's map strategies and like really nerdy spots. So if I see a certain map coming up, like let's say Distant Shore, I have a game plan from the start of which two flags I want to control and when to rotate to handle power ammo and then rotate back out. Another thing is identifying whether or not a player is a noob as quickly as possible, because that will allow you to say, I don't think they're as good as me, which means I'm afforded a mistake or two that they will not be able to punish, which means you can fly forward aggressively and maybe catch the enemy team off guard because they expected their teammate to do the bare minimum. You identified them as a noob, they're not doing the bare minimum of what they expect. And then also heavy weapon options for a given moment, where I might even swap like off of Polaris Lance onto Deathbringer. So these are all things in the game, and it's there for you to abuse. Not that I advise it, but if I had to really draw a line in the sand of what separates Adept and what separates Ascendant, it's that passion and that overall matchup knowledge that manifests in everybody playing in their menu, counterpicking nonstop, and not playing the game as much. It's kind of gross, and I hope that eventually gets updated, but it is what it is. It's the game we play. And once you are skilled enough in the game, you recognize that you don't have to play like that to find success, to practice, and to have fun. You can run something completely different and probably still win anyway. You do not have to grab a team of 3 to 6 Guardians, all highly skilled, to guarantee that you're going to have a fun time, because you've earned it at this point. You have enough experience, practice, knowledge in general of the game to be able to throw any combination of anything in this weapon catalog or exotic catalog, armor included, and probably enjoy yourself in the Ascendant rank. And that's the goal. As you start using these crutches to get to Ascendant, you realize you need them less and less, and sort of find your own meta that a lot of people are not prepared for, these rogue picks, and you end up having more fun. Now, the gameplay featured isn't that, but you know what else? I have a YouTube channel full of all those other moments of trying to sort of carve my own path, my own meta, and just win anyway, without doing the, let's say, game-breaking things like third-person peeking in a casual playlist, because if everybody's doing that, the game sort of implodes because the devs just haven't balanced it yet, and no one has a fun time, and it leads to both sides of the team and opponent leaving, and you're down to just empty lobbies and mercy games 24/7. So part of being an Ascendant player is recognizing exactly how much you're diffing your opponents and toning it down so you can get some more valuable practice. I yapped a lot on this one, I get it, but that's the distinction between Adept and Ascendant. I will see y'all in the next. Oh, match in progress. Alright, this is where we recognize the map and immediately pivot strategies to floating, because I know that that's what I'm going to need to do to secure B for my team. While I'm waiting on cooldowns, let's check the roster, pay attention to who's teamed up. The higher ranks are a lot of just pattern recognition to get the leg up, and then just keep the pedal down and win the match before they have a chance to come back. It's like the theme I'm trying to push with what separates Ascendant players from Ascendant players. We get extra points on the board, then I backpedal to Overwatch again. We know power ammo was grabbed not too long ago, so I can just float for a little bit. My team got ran over, so I'm just going to wait to regroup with them, and we'll take this back another day. Ready to Icarus Dash the moment I anticipate someone from my far left. I'm trying to link up with my teammates. Same time peak. Okay, I'm getting too tunnel visioned on one player as they start beating me on numbers. Just trying to buy some time. I'm gonna switch to Igneous now. Start making sure my teammates can't die, and then I'll float again later. Unfortunately, that's just the game that we play. Still haven't got green, which is a little concerning. How much green do you have? Oh, that's right. Follow up with an ability. Follow up with 2 abilities. Why not? Heal my team. Let's go. It's little things like that that you can tell a player is just not confident dueling you, which you can use to just say, I'll be a little bit more confident on my next duel with him. Because if that's what they're resorting to, you're probably better. That's not like a jab at that opponent. Just in general how you have to think of pushing advantage when you're allowed to make a mistake that doesn't get punished. I don't think this is worth grabbing as a team. Better that I push up to B and start putting some damage in. Psych, they just spawned on B. So this is another one of those Polaris Lance moments. We create space because we know that they're going to have multiple people on B. So I'm waiting now. the team one of these long angles. See someone on my radar close, auto rifle. Already got my float back to Polaris. Gonna overhead anybody on B, and then take a look at this A door. That's an ignorant hammer job. So we switch to ignorant hammer. Let's support this teammate any way possible. If they chase, I'm ready. Keep going, keep going, keep going. He did something. Let's leave now. Beautiful. It was a little slow to help that super. We know where he is. He's on power ammo. I'm going to float out really, really high so I can assist. Next up, we can switch to any power weapon we want. So let's actually pull up dim here. Where is my Deathbringer? And now look, B flag looks like it's free. My team gets ran over in a sec. I have a super. I'm fighting supers in a second. Put down Rift, high traffic area. Huge. Now we wait. Wait, do not forget we have a rocket launcher. I will fire that into their spawn. This might even work to where I can bait them in my own bubble with this rocket. We know I'm outnumbered. Let's back up. I can see the blue even though I don't have a radar. Like, I can see the blue names through the wall. Don't quite have heat rises yet. He made orbs. Might be worth... Never mind. I'm gonna say might be worth using a well. I can start recharging on the move. That's 2 peeking that. Let's try to have an advantageous peek with my teammates. Get him out. I might be able to get A flag to keep our multiplier, so I'm gonna just do that. Its goal's not to get the most kills, it's to have the multiplier up because I'm trying to play to win, not to just have a bigger kill count than the opponents. Not really worth a swap here. Igneous will do the job. Actually... Let's get ready to float this power ammo. I'll wait. I'll wait until I have to float. Full court. So it didn't quite get as many opportunities to float, but you can see it gets results when you swap to the correct tool for the job. Now, the thing is, am I advising you to do this? No. In this gameplay, I want to demo one of Ascendant Skill Island's No Time to Explain with Astrocyphers. Pretty much just no time. It's a beast of a gun. And it's going to be me. It's going to be me every time I equip one of these loadouts. Because then matchmaking will catch up. Sometimes it is just me because my team leaves. I don't want to be stuck in these like common chow lanes. Oh, here we go. Here's an opportunity. Inventory.